You ever notice something? Like, have you seen your grandkid take a step back when you lean in for a hug? Or maybe you've caught a distant look in their eyes when you get close, like they're trying to figure out how to politely avoid your embrace without hurting your feelings. It breaks my heart every single time. Now, I'm not here to point fingers or make anyone feel bad. None of us are perfect. And as we get older, things change. That old age smell, that subtle but unmistakable scent that creeps up on all of us, it's not your fault. It just happens. But guess what? It's fixable. And once you know how to tackle it, you won't believe the difference it makes. I've been around long enough to see this happen over and over again. I'm 77 years old, and I've spent decades helping folks just like you figure out how to feel good about themselves again. Over the years, I've worked with thousands of people, and trust me, this isn't some big mystery. We just need to focus on the right places and use the right tools. By the end of this series, you'll walk away knowing exactly what to do so you can enjoy those tight squeezes with your grandkids or anyone else who matters to you. Today, we're going to break it down into 5 simple steps. These aren't complicated tricks. They're practical solutions you can start using right now. So, if you're ready to reclaim that confidence and make sure everyone still wants to be near you, let's get started. Comment 1 below if you're with me. First things first, are you washing behind your ears? You'd be surprised how many people forget this little spot. Nancy, 68, came to me in tears because her grandkid had started dodging her hugs. She thought it was something she couldn't control. But once she started paying attention to this tiny area, everything changed. All it took was a little extra scrubbing behind the ears, and voila, her grandkid didn't shy away anymore. It sounds silly, doesn't it? But think about it. When was the last time you really focused on that space? Our skin produces oils everywhere, even in spots we don't always think about. Washing behind your ears isn't just about cleanliness. It's about showing respect for yourself and the people around you. Next up, let's talk about your neck. This is another often overlooked area where sweat and bacteria can build up. Margaret, 72, told me she felt self-conscious about her grandkids pulling away until she started giving her neck a thorough rinse every morning. She said she could already tell the difference after just a few days. It's like I'm starting fresh, she told me. And guess what? Her grandkids noticed too. They started sitting closer again, and she felt like herself again. With these 2 simple habits working for you, let's move on to another trick that's a game changer. Now that we've got this, here's another thing you might be missing. Let me tell you about Fred, 71. He thought wearing cologne would solve his problem. He'd splash on a strong scent, thinking it would mask any unwanted odors. But instead of helping, it made things worse. Why? Because cologne doesn't address the root cause. It just adds another layer of complexity. Instead of relying on perfumes or sprays, focus on keeping your armpits clean and dry. That's where most of the sweat comes from. And if you don't stay on top of it, it can lead to lingering smells. A lot of people don't realize that regular deodorant isn't always enough. You need an antiperspirant to stop the sweat from happening in the first place. Look for one labeled clinical strength. It'll make a world of difference. And while we're talking about underarms, let's not forget about your clothes. Fabrics like cotton breathe better than synthetic blends, so opt for those whenever possible. If you've got shirts that tend to hold on to smells, consider switching to a hypoallergenic detergent. These formulas are gentler and designed to eliminate tough odors without irritating your skin. Since we're cleaning up, here's another spot you're probably skipping: your feet. Yep, your feet. We wear shoes all day, and they trap moisture, which creates the perfect environment for bacteria to thrive. To keep them fresh, soak them in warm water with a bit of Epsom salt once a week. It's refreshing and helps kill germs. Afterward, Make sure you thoroughly dry between your toes. Moisture left in those crevices can lead to problems. Now we're on a roll. There's one more secret to seal it. Hit like if this is clicking for you. All right, friends, we're almost there. The final piece of the puzzle has to do with your breath. Bad breath can sneak up on you without warning, especially as we age. James, 75, used to feel embarrassed when his grandkids hesitated before leaning in for a kiss. Once he started focusing on his oral hygiene, though, everything shifted. He told me he even catches himself smiling more often these days because he knows he smells fresh. Start by brushing your teeth twice a day, and don't forget to floss daily. Your gums matter just as much as your teeth, so invest in a good electric toothbrush if you haven't already. For an added boost, rinse with an alcohol-free mouthwash. It'll leave your mouth feeling clean and neutralize any lingering odors. And speaking of diet, certain foods can contribute to unpleasant smells. Garlic, onions, and coffee are common culprits. If you love these flavors, try cutting back a bit and see if it makes a difference. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day also helps flush toxins from your system and keeps your mouth hydrated. These little shifts bring back the hugs and confidence. Trust me, I've seen it. One of my favorite stories is about Sarah, 69. She told me she stopped worrying about whether people were avoiding her hugs after she implemented these tips. Instead, she found herself enjoying those moments again because she felt comfortable in her own skin. So, drop in the comments what you'll try first. Like, subscribe, share to help others. Thanks for sticking with me. Here's to feeling fresh and loved. Now that we've tackled the basics, let's talk about something else that might surprise you. Your hands. Think about it. Your hands touch everything, from door handles to grocery carts. They're constantly exposed to germs and dirt. And yet, how often do we really focus on cleaning them properly? Not enough. That's for sure. Sally, 70, reached out to me because she noticed her grandchildren seemed hesitant to hold her hand during walks. She realized it wasn't intentional. They just weren't comfortable. Once she started washing her hands more frequently, especially after being outdoors or handling food, she noticed a huge improvement. Not only did her grandkids feel safer holding her hand, but she also felt better knowing she wasn't unintentionally spreading germs. Here's a quick tip. Always wash your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds. Singing happy birthday twice in your head is a great way to keep track of time. And don't forget to pay special attention to your fingertips, nails, and the backs of your hands. These areas can easily harbor bacteria without us realizing it. Since we're already talking about hygiene, let's move on to another important area, your hair. Yes, even your hair can play a role in body odor. Oils from your scalp mix with sweat and dead skin cells, creating a breeding ground for bacteria. 73. Thought his shampoo was doing the job until he tried switching to a clarifying formula. He said his wife noticed a difference almost immediately, and he felt more confident knowing his hair wasn't contributing to any unwanted smells. Clarifying shampoos are designed to remove buildup from styling products and environmental pollutants. They're particularly useful if you live in an area with hard water, which can leave residue on your scalp. Use them once a week to keep your hair and scalp healthy. Just remember not to overdo it. Too much clarifying can strip your hair of its natural oils, leaving it dry and brittle. Now that we're getting into the nitty-gritty of grooming, let's talk about your clothes. I know this might sound obvious, but hear me out. Your wardrobe plays a bigger role in how you smell than you might realize. Certain fabrics trap odors more than others, and even the best hygiene routine won't make a difference if your clothes are holding on to stale smells. Nancy, 68, shared her story with me. She thought her new perfume was making her stand out, but actually, it was clinging to her polyester blouse. As soon as she switched to breathable fabrics, like linen or cotton, she noticed a dramatic change. Not only did she feel fresher, but she also received compliments from friends who hadn't seen her in weeks. When choosing clothes, opt for lighter colors whenever possible. Dark fabrics tend to show sweat stains more easily, and nobody wants to draw attention to those spots. Also, don't forget to air out your clothes between wears. Hanging them outside for a few hours can help dissipate odors naturally. Now we're on a roll. There's one more secret to seal it. Hit like if this is clicking for you. All right, let's wrap this up with the final piece of the puzzle. We've covered a lot of ground so far, but there's one more crucial step to ensure you're feeling your best. I'm talking about your bedding. Yes, your sheets, pillowcases, and blankets play a significant role in maintaining freshness. Think about it. You spend roughly 8 hours a night wrapped up in your bedding. That's a lot of time for oils, sweat, and dead skin cells to accumulate. Janet, 71, told me she was surprised by how much better she felt after simply washing her sheets more frequently. She said her husband noticed the difference too, and they both enjoyed snuggling up without any concerns. To keep your bedding fresh, aim to wash it at least once a week. Use hot water. It's more effective at killing bacteria than cold water. Adding a cup of white vinegar to your load can help neutralize odors naturally. If you have sensitive skin, consider using fragrance-free detergents to avoid irritation. Another bonus of keeping your bedding clean, it promotes better sleep. Fresh linens create a calming atmosphere, which can help you relax and drift off easier. And let's face it, when you wake up feeling refreshed, it boosts your energy and mood throughout the day. Now we've covered everything from your ears to your bedding. These small changes add up to make a big impact. They're not just about covering up unpleasant smells. They're about taking care of yourself and ensuring you feel confident and comfortable in your own skin. As I mentioned earlier, James, 75, beams now that his grandkids linger on his lap. He told me he finally feels like himself again. These little shifts bring back the hugs and confidence. Trust me, I've seen it. So, drop in the comments what you'll try first. Like, subscribe, share to help others. Thanks for sticking with me. Here's to feeling fresh and loved. You know, it's funny how something as simple as taking care of ourselves can have such a profound effect on our relationships. Take John, 67, for instance. He used to dread family gatherings because he felt self-conscious about how he smelled. Once he started implementing these tips, he noticed a shift, not just in how others treated him, but in how he saw himself. He told me he feels more present in conversations and enjoys spending time with his loved ones without hesitation. The key here is consistency. It's not about perfection. It's about making small, manageable changes that stick. And guess what? Those changes ripple outward, affecting not just you, but everyone around you. When you feel good about yourself, you radiate positivity. People want to be near you because they sense your warmth and confidence. Let's talk about your personal space for a moment. Whether it's your home, car, or even your favorite chair, cleanliness matters. Smells can linger in enclosed spaces just as easily as they do on our bodies. Susan, 74, shared her experience with me. She noticed her grandkids seemed less eager to hang out at her house until she started airing out rooms regularly, opening windows, using fans, and occasionally spraying a light mist of lavender essential oil helped freshen up her living room. Suddenly, her grandkids were spending more time there, laughing and playing like they used to. Essential oils are a fantastic tool for masking unwanted odors naturally. Lavender, peppermint, and eucalyptus are all known for their soothing properties and pleasant scents. Just remember to dilute them properly before using them around kids or pets. A diffuser works wonders, but if you don't have one, a spray bottle filled with water and a few drops of oil does the trick. Another overlooked area is your breath. We've talked about oral hygiene, but let's circle back to it briefly. Chewing sugar-free gum after meals can help stimulate saliva production, which naturally cleanses your mouth and freshens your breath. Plus, it's a convenient way to maintain freshness on the go. If you're worried about sugary snacks, opt for gum sweetened with xylitol. It's safe and cavity resistant. Now that we've covered the physical aspects, let's talk about mindset. Feeling good starts from within. Confidence comes from knowing you're taking care of yourself, and that awareness alone can transform how you interact with others. Remember, it's okay to ask for help along the way. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, or even professionals if you need guidance. There's no shame in wanting to feel your best. As I wrap this up, I want to thank you for staying with me. These tips aren't just about solving a problem. They're about empowering you to live life fully and joyfully. James, 75, beams now that his grandkids linger on his lap. He told me he finally feels like himself again. These little shifts bring back the hugs and confidence. Trust me, I've seen it. So, drop in the comments what you'll try first. Like, subscribe, share to help others. Thanks for sticking with me. Here's to feeling fresh and loved.